Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. 4 babies in the backseat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. It is Thursday, January 6th, July 6th, 2023. So glad you could join me this morning. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to teach you how to become a successful currency trader using our highly accurate proprietary trading indicators that are simple to use. And this session is to demonstrate one of the dozen or so different trade signals that we have to, one, teach you a little bit, and two, so you can evaluate how effective the tools work. So with that, let's jump into it. We need to start by listening to this guy.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about the program is that we do these live trade sessions so that you can, one, learn, and two, make your own evaluation as to how well the tools work. Once you become a member, every morning at 10 a.m. we do a live trade, and then again every evening at 10 p.m. And one of the keys to our success in being able to train traders is that you're constantly communicating with traders. There's constant training. Every Wednesday evening, we have an advanced member meeting. Every Saturday morning, we've got a back to basics. And if that's not enough for you, we've got extra sessions that you can attend to. There's a theory out there that you're a compilation of the 5 people who you spend the most time with. So if you're spending time with successful people, you'll be more successful. If you're spending time with less successful people, you'll be less successful. By being able to spend time with successful traders, we believe you will be able to trade better. I like to work off of a little checklist that helps keep me focused. Kind of like a pilot to make sure that everything on the plane is okay. And boy, there've been a lot of, speaking of planes, there've been a lot of little mishaps lately with planes that you used to not see in the past, from passengers being unruly to planes bumping each other on the tarmac. Not quite sure what's going on there. You've got a $1 billion asset, and you're paying people a lot of money to make sure that the asset doesn't get harmed, and then planes touch each other on the runway. So it appears that the training there's a little bit of laxness in the training. Every day, good habit to restart your green chart, clears up the memory, and also picks up any updates. At the end of every day, it is good to review the trades of the day, specifically what didn't go well, and kind of figure out why. Last night's overnight trade, we took 2 trades. The one on the pound yen got stopped out. I apologize. It started to go in the right direction, and then it turned. I was tied up, so I didn't get a chance to address it before being stopped out. But that's why you have the stops there to protect the trade. So I'm still a little behind the 8 ball for the day in terms of the account. So we'll see if we can find a good trade this morning that brings us back positive. We are technical traders. We are trading strictly based on the price action, and our charts are very good at telling us which direction the move is going to go. And if we can figure out which direction the move is going to go, we can make some money off of it. But one thing we do want to know, currency prices are affected by news, and we want to know what news is going to be announced so that we can trade around it. And we do that by taking a look at Forex Factory. Forex Factory breaks news down into 3 categories. Yellow, which is low impact, orange, which is medium impact, and red, which is high impact. Now, these all-day things, there's nothing, you're not going to skip trading all day because of OPEC meetings. Plus, I don't know, in the last couple of years, I haven't noticed movement coming off of OPEC meeting announcements. They still categorize it as red, but I just haven't seen it. A little later this morning at 8:15, employment changes, non-farm employment changes. At 8:30, unemployment claims, and at 10 PMI. So we've got a bunch of USD information coming out. My general rule of thumb is I like to stay out of the trade 2 hours beforehand because some of this stuff, like employment changes, this number's already figured out. They know it. It starts to leak before the announcement. People start trading on it, and it disrupts what the indicator is telling us. So we're not going to trade the USD this morning. So with that, let's just jump right in and see what we've got. Going. The chart actually one more thing. Let me give you one more piece of information. The trade I am going to do is something called the 10-point trade signal. And I like to do it off of a 1-hour chart. And I like to be about 30 minutes into the chart before we take the trade to give the chart a chance to form. And the trade that I feel most comfortable with is about an 11 pip trade on a 1-hour chart. We will get anywhere from 5 to 35 pips, which will tend to be, the support and resistance on a 1-hour chart tends to be about 30, 40 pips apart. So we'll get that depending on where the price is within that support and resistance level. It's usually good for 11 pips. And I will look to get in and out of the trade within 1 to 3 hours. And what I'm looking for is a situation where all the lines line up. And if I can find that, that's good. I only need a couple of those a day to be able to make pretty good money. And usually I can find one within, a couple hours. So the chart we're going to trade off of is something called the 6 light major. It is kind of a composite chart showing us 6 different currency pairs, all US based. And we are going to, and as I said, it's a 1-hour chart. We're going to start with the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. The red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray line is the minor indicator. Horizontal blue line is the overbought line. When the market's overbought, that is a good time to sell. And specifically, when the market's overbought and the lines are all pointing down is what I'm looking for. Likewise, on this horizontal red line, which is the oversold line, when the market is oversold, that is a good time to buy. And I'm looking to catch a situation where the lines are below the red line, like over here on the Euro USD, and take the ride up and get my 11 pip trade. So here on the Australian dollar yen, we're in the middle of the channel or 2/3 of the way through the channel. That is not a setup that I specifically look for. Although I'm guessing you could have got 10 points when this turned in the middle of the channel. And you can see that was worth 15 pips right there, or 14 pips. My goal is to get a situation where we catch it on one side or the other and then ride it through. Now on the Euro USD, had I seen this, I might have taken the trade on it because I'm so familiar with it when you get this turn in the channel. But in this session, we're going to focus specifically on just finding the good setup to trade. So here we got nothing on the Australian USD, and even though we're not going to trade the USD this morning, it's still good to look at the charts just to see, to pick up some insights in terms of trading. Here on the Euro USD, which is my favorite pair, and for a long time this is the only pair I traded, we are overbought and going up. Now, again, you can see here's a situation where you could have easily gotten 24 pips being overbought. So you can develop a trade strategy. This just isn't mine. So we're overbought going up, so I'm not interested in that. And I'm guessing what we're seeing here is some of that news is starting to come out. Pound USD, overbought. Everybody's going up, so nothing there. CAD USD, oversold and going down. And we've got going down, and then there's steepness. USD Swiss franc, oversold, going down. USD yen, overbought. Everybody's coming down, and I've got the double cross. And what I mean by the double cross, the red line is crossed over the green, and the black line is crossed over the gray. This is a nice signal. The green line is less than halfway. The lines are all clustered. That's a plus. The green line is very steep. It's much steeper than 45 degrees. 45-degree angle bisects a 90-degree angle, and so this is steeper than that. So this is a good setup. When I see this setup, I would then go to the TNTs and count how many lines is supporting the sell signal I see here. The two orange lines are telling me sell. The blue lines are inversely related. So when blue is going up, that means sell. So dotted blue is going up here. So I got 3 lines telling me sell. I need a minimum of 3 to continue my analysis. So I've got 3 here. So I'm going to jump down to the pressure. I've got down pressure with green line on top. It's weak down pressure. What makes it weak is the slope isn't that steep. You can see here, this slope isn't as steep as this slope. and that the lines are spread apart. So the steepness gives an indication on the pressure, and the closeness of the lines give an indication of the pressure. So the lines are close, lines are more steep. This is a steeper, stronger pressure. So I've got 7 points here, 1 point here, 3 points here, and 3 points here. Problem is, we're not going to trade the USD yen, but this is a good signal. We're not trading it because we've got that news coming out at a little bit after 8, and we're within that 2-hour window. So let's go. I've cloned this chart and come up with some non-USD pairs. Pound or euro pound oversold going down. So we're going to pass. Australian dollar yen overbought going up. Even if we had a good signal on the Australian dollar yen, you need to think about what the time is where the pairs are located. We're trading off of a 1-hour chart, and it's evening in both Australia and Japan. When there's evening, the trading volume slows up. When the trading volume slows up, the chart isn't as accurate. The move will take longer to happen. So I don't want to take a chart off of a 1-hour, take a trade off of a 1-hour chart when these aren't prime time. Now in the evening, when I take the overnight trade, I'm taking it off of a day chart. So, and I expect the trade to close in 6 hours. So that's okay if it's not prime time, because we're taking the trade off of a longer term chart. But here on a 1-hour chart, I don't want to be trading this. Euro Canadian dollar overbought going up. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar oversold going down. Again, it's evening in both of these markets. So I don't want to trade it. Pound yen, lunchtime in it's lunchtime in England. Overbought, starting to roll, not going down yet. Euro Australian dollar just reaching overbought. Majors are still going up. So let's go to another 6 pairs. Canadian dollar yen overbought. Minors are coming down. Majors are starting to come down. This is kind of more sideways, and we don't have the double cross. Green lines coming down, red lines going up. So not quite ready yet. Euro New Zealand overbought or touched overbought, starting to come down. Everybody's coming down. There is good steepness on the green line. The lines are clustered. That's a plus. So I've got 3 points here. 1, we were overbought. 2, everybody's coming down. Red line has crossed over, and the black line has crossed over. 2 orange lines coming down. Dotted blue coming up. So 3 of the 4 telling me sell. And I've got down pressure with the green on top. So 1 point here. So this is, we do have 7 points here. 1 point here. Oh, we're losing that double cross. Losing that double cross here. Red line is kind of going horizontal, so it's not a down. I want both lines going down. So there's enough wobbling here that I'm going to pass. Pound New Zealand dollar. Pound New Zealand dollar overbought going up. New Zealand dollar yen overbought going up. New Zealand dollar USD overbought. They're reaching overbought. Euro Swiss franc overbought going up. So this is kind of what I would have liked to have caught 4 hours ago. Overbought, everybody going up. You ride it up through the channel. You would have got 10 points here. It started to pull back and it turned again. Had you wanted to take this trade on the turn, you probably could have, and you would have got another 10 pips out of it. So nothing. Let's go to our last grouping. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, middle of the channel. Miners are going up. Majors sideways. Swiss franc, yen overbought, starting the turn. Miners are coming down. Majors haven't quite committed. Euro yen overbought. Everybody's sideways. Pound, Australian dollar overbought. Majors still going up. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, middle of the channel. It's turned. It's also a little bit more than halfway, so I'm going to pass on that. Euro or Canadian dollar, Swiss franc approaching oversold. Majors are kind of sideways. Miners are moving oversold. So we've gone through 24 pair. We didn't see a good setup. One of the things that's great about these charts is that there are multiple trades that you can take, and we're going to show you several trade strategies and then develop a trade plan specifically for you based on your availability and your risk preference. So we're going to change up here. I'm going to go to a little scalp trade and see if we can find that. It's called the thick orange line trade. Again, off of a 1 hour chart. I want to have at least one of the pairs be daytime in that market. And this trade is good when there are 5 minutes left remaining on the chart. Right now, we've got 8 minutes left, but by the time we find something, we'll be down in that 5 minute window. And I am looking for what the value of the thick orange line is. And the thick orange line is a scaled number. Here's a thick orange line, and the number that's associated with it is over here. And when it is as low as it can go, it's at 0. When it's as high as it can go, it's at 10. So I'm looking for situations where it's as low as it can go. When it's as low as it can go, it doesn't think there's any more down in the movement. So if there's no more down in the movement, that's a good time to buy. Likewise, when it is at 10, it doesn't think there's any more up in the movement. If there's no up in the movement, it's a good time to sell. So I want to see if I can find either 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end. So 5 isn't close enough, 3 isn't close enough, 9 is close enough. 9 is close enough. It is within 1 of 10. When I see this at 9, then I want to look at what the position of the red line is on the majors, and I want it to be above the blue line, and I like it to be maybe a 1/4 inch above. Here it's way above. So I've got condition 1, condition 2. It is lunchtime in England, so we're going to go ahead and take a 5 pip sell on the pound Australian dollar. So you can take it in your simulator, or if you're using MetaTrader, let's bring MetaTrader over, and that is pound Australian dollar. I don't have that open, so I'm going to go to this is a demo account, by the way. File, new chart. And pound Australian dollar is going to probably be down in this third group here. Let's see if we can find it. Pound. Pound Australian dollar right here. I want to make sure what the spread is. The spread's a little bit, it's about 8 points. So that's okay on a 5 hour, on a 5 pip chart. If it was more than 1 pip, I probably wouldn't take it. But this is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take, there's $7,700 in this account. So I'm going to go to new order. And I am going to, my lot size, I'm going to just move this decimal place over 4 spots. So I'm going to go to 0.77. And I'm going to go market sell. It records the trade. I'm going to right click on it, go to modify. This trade is worth 5 pips. So 5 pips equals 50 points. If I put 50 in here and click the little blue button, it does the math for me. And we're going to use a 4-to-1. So my stop loss is going to be 20 pips or 200 points. Put the click the little red button. It does the math for me here. And I want to get the full 5 pips. So we got in at 0.9124. So if I take 5 away from the 0.2 from the 24, I'm going to go to 19. So let's go to 197. So 5 pips from 1.91247 to 19197. So it drops it in. I want to see both my take profit and stop loss. So we took a sell on the pound Australian dollar with a take profit of 1.91197. That's a take profit of 1.91197 and a stop loss of 1.91437. Let's see what else we have. 0.8 isn't close enough. 8 isn't close enough. 1.9 isn't close enough. Let's go to the next group. We've got a 9 here. 9.1 is within 1 of 10. But look where my red line is. My red line is just touching. I want the red line to be above. So we don't have that here. No. 8.3, no. 9.3, yes. And we've got the red line above. So we've got the signal here. I am not going to take this trade because we just took a trade with the pound. So it was on the pound Australian dollar, and here's the pound New Zealand dollar. So since I've already got one trade with the pound, I don't want to use up all my my margin with all my trades on one pair. So I'm going to pass. I want to see if we find something else, because whatever happens on that other trade, it's going to probably happen here. So let's keep looking. 8, 5, nothing there. 9.7 Euro Australian dollar. So that's within 1 of 10. The red line isn't quite high enough for me. I'd like to see it a little bit higher. It is above the blue line. I'd like to see it just a bit higher. And it's on the euro. It's got the Australian dollar in there. Let's see what else we've got. 9 and 9.2 is within 1, and this is way up here. But we already have that other trade with the pound. So we're going to pass. 0.8, yes. It's within 1 of 0. Red line, I'd like to see it a little further extended. And actually, neither of these are in prime time, so we're going to pass. 5 no, 3 no, 0.9 yes. And this is good, but again, it's the pound. So whatever we get off the pound, we're going to get on that other trade. In fact, actually, while we've been talking, that trade already closed. That trade already closed. So we got the little 5 bump before the clock changed. What happens is when the thick orange line is at that extended spot and the red line on the majors is supporting it, it's like pulling an elastic. And when the clock changes, there's going to be a little snap, and we're looking to get that little snap. Okay, gang. We took a trade on the pound Australian dollar, 5 pip scalp using the thick orange line. It closed while we've been talking. We can teach you to trade. Our indicators are very accurate. If you need to speak to me, the best way is to just try to get on my calendar. And my calendar is at forexsmarttrade.com/schedule. forexsmarttrade.com/schedule. Thank you for joining me. It's an honor. We'll be doing this again, live trade on Monday afternoon at 3:30. Thanks, guys. See you then.